Marie Curie was born in Poland and later moved to Paris. Her name, Marie Curie, is one of the most famous physicists in the history of science. Her passion, namely her devotion to science, was extraordinary. Together with her husband Pierre, she devoted much of her life to research. Their goal, to isolate and study the new element radium, meant years of endless difficulty. The work in the laboratory involved the work of turning many tons of mineral into powder. The couple continued despite the risk, exposing themselves to radiation. Her achievement of winning 2 Nobel Prizes could not have come without her pure love of study, namely her passion. As a woman, a mother, and a scientist, she opened a path for later generations.
In December 1955, on a bus in Montgomery, Alabama, a black woman named Rosa Parks was ordered to give her seat to a white passenger. No, how short, how quiet those words were. Yet her single word changed the course of American history. She was arrested on the spot. In those days the law separated the races, and black people could only sit in certain seats. The law, which had made discrimination a system, had long cast a shadow on society. Parks' refusal sparked the Montgomery bus boycott. Reverend Martin Luther King led the way, and the black citizens of the town stopped riding the buses. What a strong protest it was. The following year, a federal court ruled bus segregation unconstitutional, and the U.S. Supreme Court upheld that decision. The no of a single citizen helped change society. Let us never forget such a single word filled with courage.
Isaac Newton, in his later years, described himself as someone who still knew very little compared with the vast unknown. Few people have ever given humanity such great knowledge. The law of gravity, the 3 laws of motion, the development of calculus. Before Newton, no single theory explained both falling objects and planetary orbits. His mathematics itself rebuilt the very language of science. Yet he never allowed himself to become proud. He compared himself to a child on the seashore, finding only a few interesting stones before him. He said, the vast ocean of truth remained largely unexplored. Newton's humility teaches us that however much one knows, it is never enough. Theory may extend far, but the ocean of knowledge is deeper still. Antoni Gaudí, from the end of the 19th century through the early 20th, was the architect who created a unique architectural language in Barcelona, Spain. His most famous work is the Basilica, known as the Sagrada Familia. For more than 100 years, its construction has continued with interruptions. It is an unfinished masterpiece. Gaudi drew inspiration for his designs in nature. Trees, mountains, shells, bones, waves. Every column, every curve was designed from a form found in nature. He described nature as his great teacher. For him, nature itself was a form of architecture. In 1926, Gaudi was struck by a tram and died from his injuries several days later. The cathedral, however, is still being built century after century through donations and support from visitors around the world. Perhaps its unfinished state has itself become part of the building's history. In 1831, Charles Darwin began a voyage around the world aboard a British survey ship. During the 5 years of that expedition, he visited many islands along the coast of South America. On the Galapagos Islands, he carefully observed how animals varied from island to island. He collected birds that were later identified in England as related finch species with different beaks. Darwin collected many specimens and, after his return, spent long years in thought. Why were there different animals on different islands? Why had they adapted so perfectly to each environment? In 1859, the publication of his book on the origin of species shook the world. The concept of evolution shook the belief of the age. Although there was fierce criticism, Darwin's theory, over time, came to be accepted. Nature, quietly yet deeply, continues to change from generation to generation. 2,400 years ago, in ancient Athens, there lived a philosopher named Socrates. He never wrote a book. His philosophy existed only in the dialogues he held with other people. In Plato's account, Socrates said that an unexamined life was not worth living. Socrates kept asking people what virtue was. He asked what justice was. He would claim that he himself did not know, and then question those who claimed to know. His questions slowly shook the authority of those people. In 3099 BC, Socrates was accused of corrupting the young and was condemned at his trial. Friends urged him to flee, but he replied that escaping would betray the laws under which he had lived. He drank the hemlock and died quietly. But after more than 2,000 years, his question still challenges us. Do we examine our own lives? Ludwig van Beethoven, starting in his late 20s, slowly began to lose his hearing. For a musician, no suffering could have been greater, yet silence did not stop the music inside him. Deafness drove him toward despair, yet he continued to compose music of extraordinary depth. In 1824, his final completed symphony, the Ninth, received its first performance. It was a grand composition, using a choir to sing Schiller's poem, Ode to Joy. On the night of the first performance, Beethoven stood on the stage. He faced the podium, but he could no longer hear any sound. After the final note, applause filled the hall, yet he stood with his back turned, not noticing. One of the soloists gently touched his arm and made him turn around before him. The audience was on its feet, applauding. Silence did not lock him inside. Through silence, he continued to reach toward humanity. The ninth is a testament to the creativity Beethoven sustained through profound suffering.
On December 17, 1903, on a sand dune at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, the Wright brothers succeeded in a 12-second flight. They were brothers who, while running a bicycle shop, had kept pursuing a dream of flying. Wilbur and Orville, with their own hands, built a wind tunnel and examined the shape of wings over and over again. Many people said it was impossible, but the brothers never abandoned their dream. If birds can fly, we surely can too, they believed. The wind was strong that morning. The aircraft carrying Orville made its brief flight of 12 seconds. The distance was about 37 meters. Yet that moment was the result of a long effort to achieve controlled, powered flight. When Orville landed, the brothers knew that years of work had finally taken flight. To be called an inventor meant nothing to them at that instant. It was the very first step that humanity had taken toward the sky.
We look up at the night sky. At that moment, what we see is light that has traveled for thousands of years. In 1609, Galileo Galilei looked at the sky through a telescope he had built himself. There were mountains on the face of the moon. Around Jupiter there were 4 moons. These observations shook the ancient belief that the earth stood at the center of the universe. The church condemned him, but truth was not erased. 400 years later, in 1977, NASA launched 2 probes, Voyager 1 and 2. They explored Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune in turn. Even now, they continue their quiet journey beyond the solar system. Each Voyager probe carries a golden record. The sounds of Earth, human words, human music. It is a small message from humanity to any being who might someday find it somewhere in the vast universe. From Galileo's telescope to Voyager's journey, our curiosity continues across the centuries toward the far end of the universe. In 1953, James Watson and Francis Crick published their discovery that DNA has the structure of a double helix. But there was another scientist whose contribution was essential, Rosalind Franklin. In her laboratory at King's College London, she was producing images of DNA using X-ray diffraction. One photograph, known as Photo 51, revealed an X-shaped pattern that provided crucial evidence for a helical structure. But her photograph was shown to Watson without her knowledge. The Nobel Prize was given in 1962 to Watson, Crick, and Wilkins. By then, Franklin was no longer in this world. She had died in 1958 at only 37. Under Nobel rules, the prize is not normally awarded posthumously. Rosalind Franklin's dedication was underestimated for a long time. Now, we must remember her quiet contribution. The history of science is not made by loud voices alone.